somewhere in England to the accompaniment of a banshee wailing, a Nazi spy is in contact with the approaching enemy.
This is RQ1 calling DB8. This is RQ1 calling DB8. Over to you.
This is DBX answering RU1. DBX answering RU1. I can hear you, RU1. Over to you.
This is RQ1 calling DB8. My position is ZU. Speed 210. Flying on course QE. Height 10,000 feet. Over to you.
QE. Can't hear this. DBX calling RU1. DBX calling RU1. Hold course and speed. Signal will be given as arranged. Over to you.
RU1 answering. RU1 answering. Message received. Proceeding on course. Closing down.
Otto, France. I'll be over at 9 o'clock. Get ready to pass the signal. Is the blind working?
Very good. France has fitted the new spring. See.
Meanwhile, 3 members of the Home Guard are on their way home from parade.
Hold up a minute. See that?
What's the matter with Fred? Siren's giving you the jitters.
No, be serious, Dad. See that light shine up the cedars?
Aye, by gad. And the place has been empty for some time, too. Well, it's not tonight. There's someone there. Let's look into this business. Leave your bikes in the hedge.
Remember, 9 o'clock. And keep signaling for 3 minutes. I'll be downstairs. Call if you want me.
John, you go round to the back door and keep watch there. If anybody tries to get away, you know what to do. Yes. Fred and I'll go round to the front door. If you don't hear from us in 10 minutes, go down to the village for help. Very good. Come on, let's get on.
Queer business. I wonder what it's all about.
Quiet. There's someone coming. No, I'll do the talking.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening. We better come inside. There's too much light showing. You know there's no blackout at one of your upstairs windows?
No blackout. Do you mean the front?
Yes, there's someone moving about with a torch on.
Oh, I'm so sorry. My poor wife is ill in that room. I go in with my torch to see if she is all right. We're Belgians, you know. Just evacuated here. Not settled down yet.
I'd like to see your identity papers, please.
Most certainly they're upstairs. I'll go and fetch them. Come in, sit down. Please sit down whilst I go and fetch my papers. You'll find them in order. Smoke?
Thank you.
Please excuse 1 minute.
He's a Belgian. Yes. Seems a decent sort of cove.
Look, Sarge, look at this. Heidelman, Hamburg. Just looking at some papers here.
Let's see.
What's that lingo?
German brigade. I knew there was something in this. We'd better take a look round. He may be trying to dodge us. Better look out for a spot of trouble. Now, the bird's flown.
I hear somebody moving about upstairs.
Come on, quietly. Pity we've got no ammo.
You are sure that the blind is in working order?
It will be very good.
It will be very good if the cord is longer. There must be no mistake.
I know.
Signal and put everything away. Then clear out. Good. Yeah, I go downstairs to keep these fools quiet.
Yeah, you're home. Think about them with your butt.
Otto, France, get over that signal. I go outside to see if anybody's been left on guard. All right, Otto?
Yes, I got him.
Good. Keep still. Give me your rifle. Put up your hands. March. Stop. In here.
Das ist gut. Sehr gut. Landing at an important strategic point could have been averted had those men known something of the art of unarmed combat. What is this unarmed combat? It's a method of attack or defense whereby an unarmed man, utilizing a combination of releases, holds, throws, and punches, all coordinated into a scientific routine, can deal accurately and quickly with a ruthless enemy who knows no rules. To be effective, it must be practiced until the movements become instinctive. This gives confidence and makes him unbeatable at close quarters. Other essentials are surprise, speed, smoothness of execution, determination to go through with the attack until the adversary is completely under control, but always taking the shortest cut to achieve this purpose. Now let's see some of these attacks, holds, and releases. Starting from the beginning, here are the vulnerable points. First, the fork. Next, the chin. And now the arms. The forearm, the upper part of the arm, then the back of the neck, the kidneys, base of the spine. Now comes the side of the neck and across the Adam's apple. And lastly, to round matters off, come the shin and instep. And now we'll see how all these are attacked. The chin jab. Effective, isn't it? A feint to the fork, out comes the chin. Then an upward thrust with the heel of the hand with all your weight behind it, and down he goes like a plunk. And now for blows with the edge of your hand. Let's study them slowly. The belt has been gripped. A blow with the edge of the hand on the forearm, or the upper arm, or the Adam's apple. He'll let go quickly enough and won't want to argue. When delivering these blows, the hand is held with fingers extended and thumb likewise. The blow is delivered with the edge of the hand. In cross-cut blows, the palm must be kept downwards. So do the various breaks from wrist holds. And this is it. The wrist is caught firmly with one hand. The hand is turned against the assailant's thumb, and there's just no option at all. If caught with both hands, thumbs on top, the answer's just as easy. The free hand is brought over, seizing the fist and jerking it suddenly upwards, and once more, power is brought to bear against the weakest point, the thumb. When the grip is reversed, the hand is seized from underneath and snapped straight downwards. Here now is the wrist and elbow hold. In this one, the belt is seized. The firm hold with the right hand is secured on the wrist. Grasping the elbow with the left hand, it's slightly raised. Then back with the right foot and down with the elbow. Now, cuts on the upper arm with the edge of the hand blows we've learnt about. Follow this by a violent wrench, and the business end of the boot ends the argument. Next, if clothing is seized above waist, the same idea on broader lines. And this is how it's done. Right hand to wrist, left to elbow. This time, a bit more twist to the elbow, and a wider stride to the rear. He's put out with a smash to the face with the knee. And the boot can be used in case of accidents. The bear hug from the front, arms pinioned, is easily broken, and this is the answer to that one. To ease the hold, a reach to the fork is made with the right hand, enabling the left arm to be brought over the opponent's right, causing a lock. Then, a smash with the knee, followed up with a powerful blow on the back of the neck, and here again the boot makes certain the cure is complete. The release from the bear hug from behind. A nice work if you know how. Well, here's how. First, a vicious bash with the tin hat, then grab at the fork. Bring the right arm across, seize the wrist, step away, and kick him in the face. If the arms are free, try the hat trick again. Then whipping it off, bring it down on the fingers. He'll let go soon enough. Then a chin jab, not forgetting the knee, just to put him to sleep. Another method. The little finger can be seized and bent savagely backwards. Then, turning with the seized arm, edge of the hand blows are applied with great gusto and paralyzing results. Introducing the thumb and elbow hold. This, above any other hold, is the most effective for making your opponent completely powerless and at your mercy. With no great strength on your part, you can take him for a walk, using him as a shield to protect yourself against the enemy. And it's no secret, just this. The right thumb is seized between the left thumb and index finger. The right hand is then turned inwards and upwards by pressure exerted on the elbow. Pressure on the fingers brings him up on his toes. And to his elbow makes him absolutely at his captor's mercy. Next, the Japanese stranglehold. And there it is, just an old Oriental custom. Both hands are placed on the shoulders, pulling with the left and pushing with the right. Left elbow on left shoulder. Right hand grips it, then pressure with the left to the back of the head, and the throttle's complete. The arm and neck hold followed by a throw. There it all is. And what a throw. The lead is parried. Then, stepping well in, the right forearm is brought across the neck, the hip coming well into the small of the back. The right wrist is grasped, forcing the head against the opponent and applying pressure. To throw him, the left hand is released. Bending the knees, left hand to right thigh. Then a lift and a heave, and Jerry sails through space once more. And just to make sure, exactly. Now the defense against rifle and bayonet and the disposal of the remains. The rifle is parried with the right hand. Then pressure to the left elbow, the assailant is forced to the ground, and there the rot sets in. If he's a left-hander, the parry is made with the left hand and pressure is applied to the right elbow with exactly the same result. And the butt of his own rifle comes in handy again. The hold-up. And even unarmed, you're more than a match. It seems easy. Well, it really is. Keep the arms wide apart. Watch the opponent's eyes, awaiting the moment for surprise action. The hand is brought quickly down on the gun wrist. Simultaneously, the other hand comes under the weapon, forcing it backwards against the trigger finger. A knee to the pit of the stomach, and that's that. Alternatively, a downward sweeping blow. Seizing the pistol from underneath and bending it up, over and down against the trigger finger will bring home the bacon. The hold up from the rear. When held up, glance over the shoulder to make sure it is a revolver. A sharp turn is made to the left arm dropping and locking the right wrist. Chin jab, a knee drive to the fork, and the tables are turned. A useful reverse action is a sharp turn to the right, blocking the pistol arm with the right arm. Then, cut across the Adam's apple, followed by the wrist and arm lock. And the moral: if you ever hold anyone up, keep him well away from you. From such a distance, he can't take liberties. On how many occasions may your life or someone else's depend on correct dealing with a sentry? He should be stalked from behind, and then simultaneously struck across the Adam's apple and punched in the small of the back. The right hand is clapped over the mouth and nostrils, and he is dragged away to where the Japanese stranglehold can be applied. And that's the end of that one. Now the handcuff hold. Down he goes to the ground where he can be safely tied up. And just as a matter of convenience, we'll put him a little more at ease. Now, all nice and comfortable and ready to be trussed up. And this is how it all happened. The right hand was seized right above left, a good jerk producing the same effect as a blow to the side of the head. Raise the right arm, pass underneath it and twist well up the back. The right hand now goes to the elbow, and pressure on it forces him to the ground, where this tying up business takes place. Let's deviate for a moment and study the knot. Take a length of cord with a long and short end. Pass it under the wrist. The long end is passed through, making a short loop. The short end is passed through, making a larger loop, which is pulled tight. The left wrist is passed through the loop, which is pulled tight and secured with 2 half hitches. Watch carefully. Now for the application to jelly. The right knee comes well up under the right elbow. Taking hold of the chin and giving the neck a good hard twist makes doubly sure that the prisoner is in a receptive frame of mind. Taking a length of cord, and the length you should carry should not be less than 7 yards, see that the whole thing is clear of knots and unravelled properly. Then make the long and short end and pass it under the right wrist. The long end is passed through, making the short loop. The short end is passed through, making the larger loop, which is pulled tight. Pressure on wrist and elbow will quieten him. The left wrist is passed through the loop, which is pulled tight to the point of cutting and secured with 2 half hitches. 1, 2. A loop is made and the rope is passed round the neck. And make sure it does go round the neck and not round his chin. Then back and round the wrist it goes, so that any pressure on the hands will automatically cut the rope into the neck. This is the keynote, as it were, of this particular trussing up. Imagine your hands in this position and think of what discomfort any movement of them would make to your particular neck. If a belt is worn, the rope should be passed through it a couple of times to make quite sure that nothing can slip up and everything is shipshape. Then, reaching back, a leg is secured, bending it backwards from the knee and fastening it with the rope by means of a half hitch. The other foot is taken, the feet are crossed and are securely tied. But watch, this time 2 half hitches are used. 1 and 2. The 2 half hitches are slipped back, the whole affair tightened up, and the rope end tied off all neat and tidy. If the prisoner remains still, he'll keep quite nice and snugly. But if he struggles, well, it's just too bad. He'll probably break his bloody neck. Unarmed combat is a necessity to every soldier, regular or home guard. Someday it will stand him in good stead. Who knows how soon that day may be?
Seen the plan. The house is completely surrounded by trees, so you're all right to cover. There's a short lane approaching from the front entrance. That's where you'll probably find the sentry. Get him. That's your job, Riley. But remember, no noise. Now, is that all clear? Right. Off we go.
Gar nicht schlecht. Ich hab gerade die ganze Nacht gestoppt. Französische Wein, ne? Ah, die Bäuerin. Gute französische Wein, ne? Ja. Guten Abend. Madame?
Dankeschön, Madame.
These French people. Ein Glas Wein, gefällig. Ja, bitte schön. Prost, Paul. Well, in 2 weeks' time, we will have Wiedersehen, France. 10 for England. Who says so? The Führer! Heil Hitler! Ach, Heinrich, dein Glas. Ich hab dich ganz vergessen.
Danke, danke.
Anyway, the English girls will be nice for a change.
The Englishman may have something to say about that. You have not made any conquests here.
The English pigs will never interfere with us.
They can't shoot us here. Get into them, boys.
Have there, Robin. Oh! Get out. Come on. Get out. Come on. Get out. Get out. Get out. Come on. Don't be that laughter. Get out. Get out. Get out. Come here. Oh, Robert's blasted this fella up. Oh, blimey, a big noise. He may be an adolescent. Yeah, wait a minute.